Roxanne Pallett, who's my car boot guest, who's currently on the floor. What are you doing down there?
I pulled my headphones out because I'm so excited about the song.
Now, you absolutely love Rocky. You've got a Rocky DVD there, and in particular, Rocky 5. Why Rocky 5?
Well, Rocky 5 reminds me of when I was 7, and my mum and grandma took me to the pictures in Carlisle to see it, and I've never felt butterflies in my stomach. I was so excited, you know, when you're that age and you just can't believe it. And it was the first Rocky film I'd seen on the big screen. So I was like, yes, come on!
One thing that I found quite surprising about you, you're a young lady in her 30s. You kind of like old movies and old music, don't you?
Yeah.
How come? Why?
I know. I'm not really a Towie watching, kind of Rihanna listening kind of person that I should be at this age. I'm more into Elvis and Johnny Cash, and I like my old school things. I'm very nostalgic. I think that's been brought up by my grandma.
Tell us why you love Johnny Cash so much.
I love Johnny Cash because he's an underdog. He's a bit of a rebel. He was different, and he came from nothing. He literally came from picking cotton in fields, and I just love him. I love his storytelling. He's a real charismatic poet, and anyone that hasn't listened to his music should. I'm trying to bring him to the next generation.
His music it kind of covered quite a lot of genres, because he kind of started off with that bluegrass kind of sound.
I mean, he had a lot of influence from gospel and, like you said, bluegrass. He sang with his mum when he was picking in the fields. So he, you know, from Tennessee, that Tennessee sound, the Grand Ole Opry, and then he moved towards country and rock, and he's just so eclectic. If you haven't heard Johnny Cash sing "Boy Named Sue," please YouTube it. Honestly, it's like no other song. I obviously didn't go to stage school, so I had a record deal and it fell through, and then I got another record deal and it fell through. It became like a running joke in our family. My mum would like get the champagne out, get the balloons out, and then put them away the next day when I got dropped. And then I got an agent who didn't really want to sign me, but I gave her no choice. I sat on a doorstep ringing a doorbell and said, if you don't sign me, I'll not leave. So she got a bit worried, and then she gave me a 5-week trial, and I got Emmerdale on my 5th week.
Wow.
I know. It's a Rocky film, isn't it? It was a really amazing 4 years, you know, to take a character that far.
There was some really heavy storylines in there for you.
I was crying every day. I used to get to work and not even go into makeup by the end of it because they loved that I looked so haggard. My friend once said to me, "How do the makeup team make you look so rough?" I went, "That's just me." It's literally just me.
Was there anybody who kind of took you under their wing when you first joined the cast and kind of looked after you?
Yeah, you know what? Patsy Kensit.
Oh, she was in it.
And although our characters never had anything to do with each other, she was so lovely. She just came to my dressing room and welcomed me and said, if there's anything you need. And she's got the most amazing voice. She was like, "Darling, Roxy, if you need anything, darling, my door's always open." And I was so in awe of her, thinking, you were married to Liam Gallagher. That's so cool. Yeah. And she was just so elegant and refined. And every time I spoke back to her, I put on that accent. I went, "Thank you, Patsy."